we tend to make human beings our gods a lot of the time. We don't even realize it, but we do. We see this a lot as it pertains to celebrities. Hello, angels. Happy Wednesday. How is everybody feeling? Welcome back to another podcast episode. No updates for you guys. What I want you guys to do before you even listen or even continue to watch this episode, if you are watching, can you do me a favor, pretty please? I want you to give this video a big thumbs up, because whether you guys realize it or not, engagement really helps, okay? Like, if you guys have something to say, I want you to share your thoughts. I want you guys to be able to tell me what is on your minds. I want you guys to share your opinions about the video. I want you to share your opinions about what would you like to see next. Just keep that in mind. So, as you guys can see from today's title, we're going to be talking about, if you idolize anyone, it's time for you to get to work. So I want to preface by saying, if you are someone that is putting someone on a pedestal, you have work to do. Okay. There's a thin line where easily things can turn into being jealous or envious, right? And envy especially can be characterized as feeling as though you admire someone so much, you want what they have, and you almost don't feel like they should have it. When it comes to envy, it's the type of negative admiration that makes you want to take what that person has almost, right? So if you are someone that happens to be jealous of people, you know that you definitely have work to do, because we all know that jealousy stems from insecurity. We know that envy also is a victim mentality of why them and not me. And here's what I want to know. I want you guys to put this in the comment section below if you're watching, if you've ever found yourself in a position where you were putting someone on a pedestal. I want to hear about it. We have to share stories so that we can let each other know and help each other out. Like, that's what I want to know from you guys. So there are a bunch of reasons why we tend to put people on a pedestal. And I spoke about this briefly, or maybe not, honestly, not even briefly, but I spoke about this on my last YouTube video from the time that I'm recording this, to be clear. And I spoke about why celebrities shouldn't be your relationship goals, because you never know what's going on behind closed doors. This is why when it comes to envy, it offends me that people can be envious, because you don't know what people have gone through to get to where they are. And people like to look at the finished product and they like to discredit you and tell you whether or not they believe that you deserve what you have. That is up to nobody. Okay. Anyways, we tend to put people on a pedestal and idolize them because it's sometimes a projection of how we want ourselves to be. See, the thing is, in the Bible, God doesn't want us to have, any other idols, and idols come in the form of many things. It doesn't mean what I used to think, which is like, you're worshiping a statue or something like that. It can come in the form of idolizing, being super selfish and focused. And it can come in the form of idolizing marriage, where it's the only thing that you think about. It consumes you. It's becoming your idol above anything else from a biblical context. You can make, drinking and just only being about having fun an idol as well. Anything can really become your idol in a biblical context if you are putting it before God. So when it comes to human beings, right, we tend to make a lot of the times human beings are gods a lot of the time. We don't even realize it, but we do. And we see this a lot as it pertains to celebrities in particular, where we view celebrities almost like our modern day gods. Okay. Now, there is a subconscious desire, believe it or not, for people to idolize people that seem more powerful than them, that seem better, richer, greater, well-known, better looking, whatever. And we just have, as human beings, the tendency to worship anything that we deem as glamorous and fascinating and powerful. And interestingly enough, people do actually have an unconscious desire to achieve some sort of fame or popularity, right? Even if they don't admit it All right. This is oftentimes where people that idolize celebrities and influencers, even, it makes you feel closer to them, that, you know, you're this person's friend, and it gives you this good feeling. And that's why people tend to imitate their idols. That's why you want to dress like, you know, I'll just throw this out there. Like, you want to dress like Rihanna. You want to know what the Kardashians are eating. Like, what's the new salad that, like, you know, Chloe's eating. And this is why we tend to do these types of things. And it gives us a feeling of closeness to that person so that we can kind of take in that fame and glory ourselves. And that's why I feel that celebrities essentially are perceived as our modern day gods, essentially, at this point. And it's really important for us to take our power back. Because whatever you're giving power to and putting above yourself, you're going to tend to fall into a place where you just don't feel like you're worthy of putting any effort into yourself. Think of how many times you'll just go and hop on Instagram and you'll just be scrolling and hoping and wishing that you were like this person and that person, and you want this person to be you want to have this person's body. You wish that you looked like this person. And you can tend to easily pick up a very nitpicky type of spirit where you're just trying to pick apart, you know, once you start stirring an anger of why you can't figure out why you can't be like this person, then it turns into you nitpicking about, oh, well, you know what? Now I don't feel so bad about myself because that's your ego talking. It's like, this person's only good looking because you want to deduce them to only this. This is why. Like, if she didn't have that nice body, nobody would really talk to her. You know, if she didn't have money, she wouldn't really look like that. You know what I mean? Like, it can get very, very ugly. So when you're taking your power back, what does this mean? No human is better than the other. Now, I'm not going to lie. Yes, some of us really do make better decisions than others, but that doesn't necessarily make us better than another person. Everybody's doing the best that they can according to their level of consciousness. And I know there are a lot of people in the world that make certain decisions, and it's like, what consciousness do you have at all? Where's your conscience in any capacity? I get it. I understand. But we should just never place human beings on a pedestal in any capacity. That's why you have dangerous relationships where sometimes people have parasocial relationships with celebrities where they, you know, let's say you like a male celebrity and that person gets a girlfriend and you find yourself sending him hate mail because you're disappointed in his choices. And that's how it is. I can honestly say a lot of the time, even being a YouTube personality, that people do tend to have this tendency where they feel like they can kind of give you their unsolicited advice. And you can always tell what place it's really coming from. I want you to know, I can tell whether or not you are in fact a true supporter of mine or whether you were just a hater trying to disguise yourself as someone on the A team, but you're in fact not. I always consider the source and I trust my discernment. No one's going to come into my office and terrorize the place. You're not gonna come and throw graffiti all over the wall and security isn't gonna escort you out. That's not how it works on this platform. So I just know, like, I understand, like, people will just leave their unsolicited advice and they feel so attached to who you are that in an unhealthy way that they take all your decisions personal. I'm going to share something with you guys. I remember with my story time, one of my story time videos, I think the one that I even did recently. And I promise you, no matter how, like, I'm telling the story, I could literally say, I did this because of this. You'll still have people in the comment section. And honestly, great for engagement purposes, but like, you'll have people in the comment section, girl, I don't understand why you did that. I feel like you just don't take your own advice. I feel like you shouldn't have did that. I feel like you shouldn't have spoken to him. Not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. Here I am opening up to you guys about, and it's a story time video, and I don't have to do that. And like I said, this is why I'm okay with it, because I understand that whatever you put out publicly, you invite public opinion on. I completely understand that, which is why I was able to detach from whatever people were really saying, essentially. Not everyone, but some people. But that's what I mean when I say that some people tend to have like a parasocial relationship with celebrities / influencers. Now, it's important to recognize that you have to harness your own uniqueness. And this is going to empower you to make and create your own meaningful impact and contribute in ways that only you can, and navigate your life authentically. And with this realization, you're going to be able to identify your own distinctiveness and realize what you possess that is a valuable asset. Okay? We have to redirect our focus from idolizing people to just using it as self-development. All right? Developing yourself is so essential if you are someone that tends to put people on a pedestal. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this is so important because there is a spirit of envy and jealousy that can possess people when they are in close proximity to someone that they put on a pedestal, in the sense where, because there are so many qualities that you admire in a certain person, because not everybody is capable of admiring somebody and just leaving it at that and being like, wow, like I love hanging out with this person because they inspire me, they motivate me, they make me want to be a better person, I'm not talking about that. You know what I mean? And to me, that's not putting someone on a pedestal. That's just, you have an admiration for that person, but it's not to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, like pedestal is a very specific word where it's like, and when people are putting people on a pedestal, it can easily turn into jealousy and envy. That's the issue with it. Because once you realize that you cannot be that person, it's a whole different ballgame. Right? I was in church one day and this pastor spoke this amazing word where he talked about whenever people can't get next to you, around you, or when they're upset about something that, with you or whatever, they do the 3 Ds. They will try and devalue you. They will try and discredit you. And then they will try and destroy you. Because if you devalue someone in the eyes of everybody else, it's, oh yeah, like, what does this person really have to say? If you discredit them, no one's going to believe anything that this person has to say. Okay. And now you can go in for the kill and destroy them because you've already made them seem less than, and you've already removed the fact that, and no one's going to believe anything that they have to say because you're in control of the narrative. And that's what people will try and do. We've all experienced this in life where some people just get close to you just so that they can exist in your orbit and contribute nothing to it. But they just want to steal moments. It's like Britney Spears said, you want a piece of me. You want a piece of me. Okay, that's what it is. And you have to be able to discern the difference. This is why having that self-development is so important, so that you don't have this crazy lens of offense where you're looking at people like trying to nitpick and analyze why you think that they're great and why, and just like trying to remove all the amazing qualities about somebody because you just need to dissect it and break it down in order to make yourself feel better. We see you. We see what you're trying to do. It's not working. Next. Now, how you can begin to get over something like this is by investing your time in learning and acquiring new skill sets, as well as improving on the existing ones that align with your goals. And another huge one that I think is important to implement is celebrating your achievements. No matter how small they are, you need to celebrate them. And what this is going to do is it's going to reinforce a positive mindset and boost your self-confidence. I want you to use challenges as an opportunity for growth. Do not be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. There's a reason why when you are growing out of a shoe, it's uncomfortable to wear. Why is it uncomfortable to wear? Oh, because you are outgrowing it. That's why they say life begins outside of your comfort zone. That's why they say that true growth and transformation, it's uncomfortable because it's like, man, like you're trying to put the same size 5 shoe on. I'm a size 8, so yeah. Imagine me trying to put a size 5 shoe on my foot. I can't fit it. I've outgrown it. So when you think about that metaphorically, why are we trying to stay stuck in the same situations when we've clearly outgrown them? Do you understand that? That's why in order for us to be in the new shoe, we have to grow out of the last one. Okay? So it's going to get uncomfortable for a little bit. When you are investing your time in learning about yourself, you're going to be able to boost your self-confidence and enhance your mindset and really cultivate a healthy mindset. So when you are minimizing your, some people, some people really do have social media problems where they really are addicted to social media. I mean, you would assume maybe I am because I work in social media, but I'm really not. I am the most present person. I really enjoy, like one time I left my phone at home and it was the most freeing feeling I've ever had. I was literally just going about my day, driving, and I forgot my phone at home and I did not go back and get it. And I know sometimes you get paranoid and it's like, you are like, oh my gosh, for safety reasons. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had my Apple Watch on me. And my Apple Watch it does have cellular service. So I felt safe like in that regard, but I felt free because my phone was literally home. Like I was phoneless. Now, of course, if I got a phone call, I probably would have gotten it to my Apple Watch. I think that's how it works, but I didn't. And it just like felt like, wow, I really got no phone. Like I just got my watch. Like, I don't know. I just felt really, really cool. Now, I say all that to say that a part of personal development, maybe for you, is going to look like really minimizing. Actually, no, for everybody, it should look like minimizing comparing yourself to others, especially on social media where everyone's showing their greatest highlight reel. Everyone has the best boyfriend ever. Everybody is going on vacation every other week. Everybody just got the new, I don't know, whatever's new. Everyone just got the new bag or something. Everyone has a Birkin all of a sudden. Like everyone is everyoneing. Like, wow. Like that. Yeah. Like you cannot compare yourself to that. Okay. It's not real. It really isn't real. Furthermore, you know how many times I've posted being places and I wasn't there? I just had it in my phone. I'm home in bed. I needed to post something for work. So I just post where I was, like, but I'm not there. Not to say that, and that's why I'm saying it's not real, because I wasn't really in the moment doing that. No, I'm home. I'm just like chilling, but I posted a moment from before. So that's like maybe not the best context, but an example of things not being real is just like you're seeing the happiest moments of people's lives usually all the time on Instagram. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing curated and manufactured images to just show the best times. Consider that when you are comparing yourself to other people's lives on social media. You have no idea what's going on in people's lives. Look at what happened with Keke Palmer and her bum baby father. Darius Beat a Woman Jackson is his new name. He, upon me recording this news just came out 48 hours ago, where he had the gut and the gall and the audacity to put his hands on Keke Palmer, in which it was caught on still footage from her security cameras within her home. And it's interesting, like men like this are insane. It's like he's biting the hand that feeds him. You mean to tell me that Kiki's paying all your bills and you're going to go beat her? What is that going to do? What are you going to do? Like, extort her for more money? And he's probably going to try and, oh, that's right. You can't get alimony because that wasn't your wife. Like remember the whole Usher issue where he thought, I just don't want my wife doing these but that's not your wife, Darius. That's not your wife. You have to remember that. So it just shows you the audacity of certain types of men, because not all men are the same. This is not a hate men channel or podcast. We love men, but some men are like that, where they will just literally take everything from you and then they want to beat you up on top of that. I really just, it really is mind boggling. And his brother had the audacity to hop on the clown train and double down on what his brother has done. And then Darius, Deadbeat Jackson, had the audacity to make a tweet saying, "Yes, son, and I'll see you again," and like insinuating that he's going to see us. Darius, you will not be seeing that, boy. Keke pays all the bills, bud, and you beat her up. So she now has filed a restraining order against him. And so I don't know under what pretenses he's going to be able to see that child, because if you're beating on the mom, I don't really see how it's necessarily deemed as safe for you to be around the son, because you can weaponize that child against the mother just to try and get to her or force contact with her. So nobody's stupid, bud. You really have lost it. Anyways, like I was saying, it is important for you to focus on your path, what you have control over in your life. Otherwise, you're going to be forever trapped in comparing yourself to everyone else. Comparison is the thief of joy. I don't know how many times I have to say this. There's always going to be someone that you feel is richer than you, smarter than you, prettier than you, better body than you, has the life that you want, has the man that you want, There's always going to be that. And this is why when you celebrate your accomplishments and you hone in on what you are good at, when you're so fulfilled and you think about all the things that you're good at in your life, you're not worried about nitpicking and picking people apart about why you think that they've made it in life, because it makes your ego feel good to cut them down and puff yourself up and level with them to be like, this is the only reason why she's successful, he's successful, That's what people do when they're haters. They think, the only reason why. And you know what? That's why, again, I say, I find it so offensive when people have the audacity to be envious. It's such an offensive emotion to me, because it's like, how dare you? You don't know what I went through to get to where I am right now. You have no clue. So for you to think that I don't deserve what I have, you haven't worked on yourself enough and you don't believe in yourself enough. So you think you have to take it from me. You have to try and cut me down. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. People only go after what they deem as a threat. That's the truth. And the thing is, not everyone's always able to identify this. They're so lost in the sauce. They think, I just don't like her. Why don't you like her? I don't know. I just don't like those. She's just annoying. She's just annoying? Really? Well, what'd she do to you? Oh my, I just don't like her. And it's like, what did she do to you? Let's get to the crux of it all. What are the emotions that you're experiencing that you feel this heavy, strong hatred towards, somebody? What actually is it? Because a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time, your issue is yourself and you're projecting that. I digress. Like I said, I want you to cultivate gratitude. Because when you have the attitude of gratitude and you appreciate yourself and you honor and you value your own journey, okay, this is going to help you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have accomplished. And I want you to remember that personal development is a continuous process. It is about becoming the best version of yourself and not trying to replicate someone else's journey, because you actually do want to get to a point where you can be happy for others. I remember mentioning this in another podcast episode where I said that Taylor Swift has said she has had to learn to be genuinely happy for her friends and things like that, because you know how many times she would be in the same categories as some of her friends, her best friends, running up in the same category for certain awards. And if you find yourself envying your friend all of a sudden because they won Best New Album of the Year, you won't have a friendship. You have to learn how to genuinely be happy for other people, because it's not taking anything from you. And that's the problem, that some of you believe that being happy for someone else is somehow taking something from you. It's not taking anything from you. There's room for everybody at the table. There really, really is. And that is a scarcity mindset. There are a lot of benefits to really taking time to understand what your strengths are, because now you're not going to be threatened by what other people are doing, because you don't feel like, because I can't identify what I'm good at and I just see something I like, I got to hop on that bandwagon. No, you're going to understand, I know my strengths. I'm happy where I am. I can appreciate someone else bringing something to the table too, because I know my strengths. I know what I'm good at. Investing time and energy into your own personal growth is always going to pay off when you are able to recognize your own unique gifts, because only that way you can truly come from a confident place and not always look at everyone like they're some sort of threat to you, because you know where your value and your assets lie, because you've identified that for yourself. So I want you guys to understand this, that your story isn't written by the success of someone else, but it is instead rooted in your own efforts and self-discovery. I want to know if you guys have learned anything about yourself from listening to this that you didn't even realize before listening to this podcast. What is something that you can relate to? Because I'm telling you, this is why you never know how sharing your story. I've seen a couple people in the comment section on some of my videos that say, hey, I've been a silent watcher for a couple years, and they feel compelled to engage. I love that. But the reason this is so important is because I want you guys to know, on this platform of me building a community with you guys, working alongside you guys, that we can help one another. You never know how your story is going to help change someone's life. How you know how much it warms my heart when I see you guys commenting on my videos, and then another one of you will comment in response and like say, hey, I know how you feel. This is what I did. That I love when I see comments like that, where it's like, wow, look at you guys helping one another. You never know how your story is going to help someone else. And that's why I want you guys to let me know what your thoughts are, and think of a time when you ever felt maybe inferior to someone that you idolized. I want to know, what did you do to overcome that? I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And yeah, that is the end of this podcast episode, angels. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you learned something that was thought-provoking for you guys. And with that being said, do not forget that I love you and God loves you. And I'll speak to you, beautiful angels, in my next podcast episode. Mwah.